Those of you who are not currently Powernet agents, we have a full range of products, uh, everything from small business to enterprise to carrier to MDU-based products. What we're going to focus on today is our Beyond Wi-Fi product. It is truly one of the most exciting products that we have in our product portfolio. What really sets this one apart from many of our other products is that this is an innovative product that got its start in Europe several years ago and is just now being introduced into the United States. So you will have the opportunity to have conversations with people that you don't normally have conversations with in terms of marketing people, but also have conversations about a product that they can't find in 100 other places. So we're very excited about the product, and we think after today's webinar you will be too. We're going to try to keep things brief today, so I'll turn things over to Krista, but understand if you want to stick around for questions or you have additional questions after today's event, contact your agent development manager, and we can certainly set up a conference call and a more lengthy webinar to share the product with you. In order to take advantage of the Beyond Wi-Fi product that we're going to discuss today, there has to be a underlying Wi-Fi ecosystem in place. On the screen right now are the approved access point technology that will allow you to take advantage of the Beyond Wi-Fi product. As many of you know, we are a Premier Ruckus reseller. We're what they consider an alpha dog, so their largest certification. And certainly we prefer that platform, can install it and support it as the underlying infrastructure to take advantage of the Beyond Wi-Fi product. But if a customer has an existing infrastructure by any of the manufacturers on the screen, certainly we can talk about just layering in the Beyond Wi-Fi on top of that existing infrastructure. I'm going to turn things over to Krista right now, and she'll take it from here.
Thanks, John. All right, so the foundation is the Wi-Fi network, and a lot of organizations, companies, retailers, venues are really either have a basic infrastructure in place, or they're figuring out how to find the money to install Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is becoming that expected solution that customers are expecting places to have Wi-Fi, venues to have Wi-Fi. You go to sporting events, the mall, etc. Everyone's checking for a Wi-Fi connection. So once you have that, or if they're still trying to figure out what that looks like, the ability to come to the table and provide a monetization solution for them really helps push along the dialogue of getting a Wi-Fi network and then adding this monthly service product on top of it. And so today, advertising and access fees are really what's driving the market in those people that have taken advantage of it. Think of the airlines, Starbucks, Panera that are offering it, but there's some sort of entry point that you're logging on. You either pay for it or you're getting some advertising. But the opportunities are endless, and between now and really 2020, people are going to start to evolve how they're using this data. So for you to come to the table with this option is really setting yourself up for kind of future success as this kind of continues to grow. We're seeing big cities like LA and San Jose taking advantage of putting Wi-Fi throughout the entire city so they can start to evolve that smart city technology. Events, it's kind of a have-to-have, and the ability to sell sponsorships is really easy when it goes from a printed billboard to a digital version. So this is just kind of setting the landscape to help you kind of start to think about a customer and what's going to drive them to purchase. But once you kind of figure out that, sweet spot, it's really selling the customer experience, because that's what it comes down to. Is Beyond Wi-Fi will allow you to take a hardware solution and turn it into a better customer experience for your customer's customer, right? So think of a hotel, if you don't, or a retailer, having them know more about who is coming into their store, when they're coming, what paths they're traveling into the store, really takes that experience to a whole different level. And a few retailers have figured it out in certain ways, but it's very new still to the market. So with Wi-Fi, before they even log in, beyond Wi-Fi or in a Wi-Fi solution like a Ruckus hardware will allow you to understand where they are. So location-based data. Then once you log in, it really opens up the ability to connect with them on various different levels. And this is a marketer's dream, right? You can really engage with them on social media. You can really redirect them to the right type of pages and web pages or apps that are specific for their kind of demographic. You can send them location-based messages based on where they're at in the store. You can feed that information into an app and have a real-time kind of app to tell you where, how full the bathrooms are or what, food vendors are open. So think about a ballpark or, a tennis venue or something, being able to have a customer say, okay, what's not busy, what bathrooms are open, where people, where there are more crowds so I can avoid or whatever that looks like. It's pretty phenomenal. And then, it doesn't stop there. Once you've captured the information, it changes into this ongoing engagement opportunity to stay with that user. Hi. And we also don't want to lose sight on there's a lot of other things you can track and that this tool can use. And so, keep these in mind. Obviously we can set up paid and free type access points. You can track equipment tracking is a big opportunity to understand process flows and from a theft standpoint, app integration, wayfinding messaging, security monitoring. So think about a park in the middle of the night and being able to monitor, Wi-Fi devices where maybe people shouldn't be at that point. And then, staff location and messaging. You think about schools having the ability to SMS teachers or staff or facility managers anytime based on where they're at in the facility. So that's just a very quick kind of foundational look at kind of beyond Wi-Fi and really why beyond Wi-Fi is important. So I'm going to go into the portal and do a quick demonstration of what the portal actually looks like. I'm going to start with, well, maybe the cool part, if it loads. So I'll start over here. So the portal is really a very user-friendly dashboard and set of tools that allows you, it's pulling the data off of the Wi-Fi infrastructure and putting it into really kind of this reporting and tool-based solution. And so every customer that you would sell this would have their own individual portal with their own data, and they're able to really customize it and use it as they feel fit to drive their business. There's a very nice dashboard that gives you an overview of who's online, when they're online, how long they're staying online, what are the demographics of male and female, how they're logging into the portal, and that's really customized based on what options that the company is allowing. So there's a form and there's social media, but you're really understanding a basic profile of the customer that's visiting the site. Then there's the onboarding, and this is where the customer will go in and create the splash page, and I apologize, I thought there was a splash page in here. So you'd be able to go in and customize the splash page and create a journey based on who and where they're onboarding into in the facility. So we'll go back to that. Sorry, I have a network issue. And so then I kind of go back to the location-based service. So understanding where they are really is going to change the communications that a marketer is going to have with the customer, really understanding the customer at a different level. So this is the Western Southern Open, and this is the data that we collected on the visitors that actually attended. There was over about 200,000 visitors that attended that event, and we set up 84 access points throughout the facility. And based on that, we were able to see traffic flows of the users throughout the facility. And you can go back, and this is only a 9-day event, but typically this can be a real-time data feed. But you're able to kind of understand the traffic patterns of where they are. And the cool part is like the heat maps of where people are spending most of their time. You can take all this data, and there's reporting in the system to say what is the most popular entry point, what is the most popular traffic flow, where are people spending most of their time, and that can really help change business decisions based on where you put new vendors or where you put new sponsorship ads, where you need to change the experience because you have a lot of people kind of maybe congregating here, but there's no food or restrooms or sponsorship signage here. So you're missing those opportunities. So to be able to go back and look at data or see it in real time from a security or a staffing standpoint is really pretty interesting to be able to change that conversation. And then based on the customer, they're going to use that in a lot of different ways, potentially selling more sponsorship, again, more vendors, all going back to how are they driving more money to the bottom line. So you can see kind of the traffic flow and the heat map, the footfall base of that facility, like I said, in real time, or you can kind of go back. You can also see these gray boxes. These are zones, and the customer can set up different zones. So think of a convention center. There's different zones. You can message the customers at different times, and different messages based on the zone that they're in. So if you have the zone of the food court, or let's say you have this zone here and you want to drive more people to the food court because that's how you're making your daily money, you can send messages to this zone letting them know there's $1 off ice cream at the food court right now because you have low volume for that particular vendor. So really customizing the messaging and the journey is kind of the key to this tool. And so, like I said, there's some tools inside that you can create custom landing pages. So when you go on to, you log into the Wi-Fi, they're going to go to an entry page that is a, thank you for joining the Wi-Fi. How would you like to log into the network? And then you give them some key options like Facebook, Twitter, Google, LinkedIn, and then there's a form that can be customized. The form is only going to capture the information that you request, but Facebook, if you're logging in through social media, you're capturing all that additional information that people have posted out on, like their likes and things on social media. So after you do the login page, there's terms and conditions, and then there's the ability to allow or ask people to push. Sorry. We're having apparently technical difficulties with our Wi-Fi today. Okay. Or our network. So you're able to log in, push them, allow them to push a social media post out, engaging them on social media, getting them to like your page, and then that final redirect page. This is kind of that journey you want to take them to. And so based on where they're at in the facility or who they are in the facility, if they're male, female, 25, 55, you can send them to a different page. You can send them a different message. You can send them to a Mercedes car versus a Kia based on maybe what they like on their profile. So it allows you to customize that journey for them based on where and who they are. There's the ability to email them. There's the ability to have a lot of different reporting based on that. So you can kind of find out from those Facebook likes, that social likes, what type of music, really digging deeper into the demographic of the customer. So unfortunately, I'm sorry about our network thing, but usually it's loading. So that's a very quick overview of what the tool does at a very high level. But again, it's the ability to lay on an analytical and marketing tool on top of an existing or a new Wi-Fi infrastructure to allow the customer to sell sponsorships, understand their data, feed it into their CRM system to get a better overall 360 view of their customer, track equipment, all kinds of different, opportunities. And so, to kind of just wrap up, I mean, this is kind of the core of the whole package. You have this reliable Wi-Fi solution. You have the Beyond Wi-Fi analytics tool. If a customer needs content filtering, we can lay content filtering on. Think about sporting venues don't want people to access gambling sites, things like that, or bet in Vegas or whatnot. There's a location-based service fee that you have to have enabled on the Wi-Fi network, and then there's a cost % on the email and SMS on that ability to do that through the portal. So that's kind of the overview. We wanted to keep this short, and we can add John's information on here. Is there any questions that you may have or feedback? I'm going to unmute everyone if anyone has a question. Any questions? Any comments?
This is John Putnam. I'll jump in real quickly. We have seen in the 90 days since we introduced this package at the ATP tennis tournament, we have seen a ton of interest in this product from retail locations, any place that the public is gathering. So zoos, universities, sporting venues. A lot of those people are trying to figure out how to put Wi-Fi infrastructure in place. But the most important thing is how do they monetize that and not just have an investment in infrastructure. This allows them to monetize that investment in Wi-Fi and really pushes them to take that next step and invest in that infrastructure. One last call for questions before we move on.
Very interesting. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Krista's information's on the screen if you need to reach out to her. Otherwise, reach out to your agent development manager. And certainly we can set up additional calls or webinars to dive a little deeper into the product if you have specific needs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.